And welcome back to JKLIVE Live here at Citizen Television. What a great discussion we're having with some ladies who think I'm a visitor in Jerusalem. Kagwiria Bogori, former chair, Kenya National Commission on Human Rights. Winfred Lichumba, former chair, NGEC. And of course, Dr. Nancy Baraza, former Deputy Chief Justice. Ladies, it's so good to hear from you and to see that, you guys, you feel that Kenya is changing. I mean, in our lifetime. Kagwida, you were saying in the break, it's going to happen in our lifetime, huh?
Mm-hmm. It's going to happen in our lifetime. I can feel an avalanche coming. And I think in more than 3 counties, we will have women governors. Yes. Inshallah.
Inshallah,
yeah.
They say.
Yes. Yes. An avalanche is coming. And I think the change, it's taken long because women in this country have been fighting really hard for over 50 years. You know, even those who came before me. I've been at it for 30 years. But I feel that before God takes me, I will see change and we will see the avalanche. We saw a very big difference in the recent LSK elections, you know? And I was so pleased that I just said, oh my goodness, this is happening.
What happened?
At one time, you could barely see a woman in LSK Council. And in the recent Nairobi branch, I think women took all the posts. I think there's only one man, one or 2 men who got a position.
The Kiambu represents.
Oh, Kiambu. So,
yes.
Change is coming.
It's coming.
And I can feel an avalanche is afoot, and all will be for the benefit of this country.
Winfred, tell me something. Will women vote for Martha? Will women just because she's a woman or because they know she's got what it takes?
Jeff, I'm reminding you time and again, both women and men. I don't think we are looking for a situation where only women are voting. Men and women who have a vote and who mean well for this country and who believe in Article 10 of the Constitution, the values, accountability, aspects around decentralized government, devolution, human rights. There is no other candidate who holds dear all what is in the values other than Martha. And I want to say that the Constitution is made in a way that we cannot have a women-only party. I think it would be unconstitutional. And so that's why I'm saying we're calling for both men and women.
And Martha is not running by herself either. She's a running mate, very popular.
Somebody from a popular party.
Yes. And
the women, it's not going to be easy though. It is not going to be easy. Because remember, the Azmio is not the only political forum running. So we have others, and they equally also have men and women. But the chances we are saying here are high that we are at the doorstep with a woman as a front runner. So all we need to do is to give her support to cross. And Martha, I believe, will make a good leader. So both men and women of goodwill who really believe in accountability must give Martha
and who want the best for Kenya.
And who want the best for Kenya,
Dr.
really.
Braz, I see you nodding.
Oh, the celebration. Did you see the celebration?
So then.
And from men. And you could see it came from deep down their hearts. They are going to vote for Martha. Martha is an extraordinary leader. It's not just, you've not just picked a woman. No. That is a leader of good quality whom everybody should support. But what I felt happy about was the excitement and the happiness across the board. It was men, it was women, it was youth, it was old people. They were all happy.
It's Jeff trying to make it a woman thing. Jeff, come on, it's not a woman thing.
You are taking us, it's not a woman thing.
Well, okay, Winfred, let me ask you this.
Yes. Why are you making it a woman thing?
I'm not making...
Leadership has no gender. All we are saying, inclusivity, women are sensitive to it.
Okay, I didn't mean will women only vote for Martha. I said, will they, will they be attracted to that ticket because there's a woman in that ticket? But you've answered the question. You've answered the question. Kawiria, let me ask you this. Let's switch over.
Ask me, I think.
And Winfred alluded to the fact that there are other parties.
Yes.
It's not going to be easy. That's what she just said. Yeah. So let's talk about the Ruto-Rigathi duo. Because let's face it, Kenyans, they don't go for the PhDs or the, as smart as you could be.
They should look for me.
They should look for you, huh? Go on, Kawiria.
Well, on this one, I think that I'm very, very excited for my senior to be on the ticket. And that therefore, I think now, although I'm usually very neutral, my gauge has moved towards the party, the coalition that is running Martha on the ticket. But I think there was a debacle, and it was well covered by you people in terms of the choice of the, or the process of the choice of the running mate for Kenya Kwanza. And but I don't know. I don't know how. I think they seem to be resolving it well, because I have not seen any walkouts. Yeah. So I think they are managing the hemorrhage somehow. I don't know how long they can manage it, and I've not done an audit to see how many women are being run in the coalition parties, in the various coalition parties. I've not been able to do that kind of audit all over the country. But I just hope that they too will come on board and get excited about championing female leadership and women's leadership, and we'll see so many more women running on that ticket as well, because for me, all my life I have been non-partisan, totally non-partisan, because my work, the work that I have done forces me to do that. I'm just interested in what every party does and whether they fulfill the rules, whether they are breaking, they are cutting corners, whether they are doing stuff that is forbidden by the Election Offences Act. And those are the kind of things that have interested me. But I'm also interested in seeing that there's political parties have discipline, and there's no violence against women or violence in campaigns, because that's what puts off women. Because women when women get in that crossfire and in that kind of violence, they emerge scarred and battered. Yeah. I think in my, I did get a chance to talk about after the last elections, we actually did a special report on sexual violence in the 2017 elections, before, during, and after the 2017 elections and the violence that erupted in some places. And we had quite a number of incidents where women were sexually assaulted and even beaten, etc. So we looked at that, and that's the ugly side of politics, the ugly side of election cycles. But I just hope that all political parties, which are in whatever coalition, that they'll be very careful. And even us, as we celebrate Mother being Honorable Raila's running mate, we will definitely hold Azimio la Umoja accountable for the rule of law, and even Kenya Kwanza as well. So essentially, I just think that the most important thing is to champion women and female leadership, and to abide by the laws. And I just hope that this time we can move the dial a bit on, because my friend worked all her full tenure at the National Gender and Equality Commission, and she was not able to move that dial even a bit, even by dint of law. And the law was challenged in court. The law was challenged in parliament.
Winfred,
But
you heard that, right? You didn't do anything. The
no,
dial.
no, no. She worked day and night.
But she said you didn't move the dial.
Yes.
Yes.
The results were not realized.
Right.
Yes.
immediately.
It didn't move.
Patrick is
The fact
There
that
was no political
the fact that the dial did not move does not mean that people were not working and were not advocating and were not doing
Winfred,
something.
you just
to
mentioned patriarchy. That's very good. What were you saying?
You see, Kenya as a society, as much as we have it in black and white, that this called the 2/3 gender rule, they have never quite accepted that women can get into leadership. So the struggles we've had with governors who were not able to meet the 2/3 gender rule within their executives, with government that was not able, even when they appointed the CSs and the PSs, to meet the 2/3 gender rule, it's because we want to have the status quo. People do not realize that the Constitution has changed the way of doing business. And that will tell you why Parliament would still come and tell you we can't pass the law. You remember they were given 5 years through the Supreme Court ruling. The law was not there. They were given another 5 years. They didn't do the law. But even as time went on, they still went to court to protest that they cannot do the law. And nobody quite gets to put on the table the reasons why the law cannot be. Now, everything cannot be by law. Looking at the Katiba Institute case, maybe you've heard talks about the Katiba Institute case. In 2017, just before the election, Katiba Institute, which is an organization that champions human rights, went to court. And they were telling court that despite the fact that this is in the Constitution and we can't get a framework to realize the 2/3 gender rule, if political parties were serious, we can still get the 2/3 gender rule through political parties. And that was said, yes, the court did agree. And the parties were told, come 2022 elections, you must comply with the 2/3 gender rule. So in fact, what we are seeing as MIO doing is actually complying with the Katiba Institute case. Because pursuant to that, we had an amendment to the Political Parties Act. Right now, the Political Parties Act, no political party is being allowed to submit their list for the 290 constituencies, for the county assemblies, without meeting the 2/3 gender rule. And all eyes are now looking at Chepkati, because Chepkati came up with the regulations that were based on the Katiba Institute and said that I will not receive any political party list that doesn't meet the 2/3 gender rule. What did somebody do? I saw somebody go to court. So I mean, so where is party? Why are you going to court for the obvious?
Right.
Political parties go to court to render that ruling of the Katiba Institute ruling null and void, so that they can just put.
Yes, it's in the Constitution.
Their men.
That's what I'm telling you. It's the mentality. Until we get to begin to change the mentality that men and women can make leaders in this country. That on the equality platform, there's no man, there's no woman. The leadership is not gendered. A woman can be as a better leader than some men, and men can also be good leaders. Absolutely. So we're talking of diversity. Get everybody around the table.
Dr. Barza, do you think we'll have more women governors in this coming election and maybe even the next election? Because, you know, we had, like you said, we had 3 the last time, right?
Yeah.
It was 3.
47 out of 47.
Out of 40. And 2013 we had 0.
We could. I think the numbers might increase. We are doing well, and going by the other sectors of government. Look at the judiciary. Look at the judiciary. Lovely. Historically, women were marginalized from leadership. Yeah. And see what is happening? A whole CJ, deputy CJ,
chief registrar.
Where did it ever happen? Of the High Court, and where did it ever happen? This country, by the way, this is a very progressive country. And let's not reduce our country. This country is good. The fact that it passed that constitution in the first place, 67%, And you remember, our constitution is sometimes called a woman's constitution. It's because it is so woman-friendly. And
we participated.
And we participated
and Nancy, remember,
in it.
Martha was behind it.
Yes.
Fully.
But the passing, the 67% who passed it were both men and women. And they knew the contents. They knew it is empowering women. So we have moments of good Kenyans. And I'm quite convinced that we are going to move on this question of gender equality. I think we are going to get numbers increase in elective positions. I'm hoping, and I have a feeling, that we are going to get more women governors.
Yes. Why do you think women are treated differently on the campaign trail? You just mentioned you had a report after 2017 elections, right? Why do you think they're treated differently? Is it that sexism, or is it male chauvinism?
No, let me put it this way. You know how they say when you want to catch the fish, stir the waters. And sometimes that's what happens in campaign times, that that if you see you're losing, sometimes a candidate and their supporters, watachafua, kuchafua, you know, to confuse and cause anarchy. But when you cause anarchy and this fight breaks out and everything, and there were children and women maybe, or other vulnerable people, including people with disabilities in a campaign rally, who gets hurt? Definitely persons with disability will not be able to run out of there, you know, and campaigns continue sometimes late into the night, and there's alcohol is usually quite an ingredient in a lot of campaigns, and unruliness, and maybe other things that maybe other things that are taken with alcohol from place to place in order for people to just feel good and make noise and feel, you know, they feel as like there's that festivities are going on, because that's what elections are every 5 years. It's like this big festival. It's like our carnival, you know? Yeah. And when that happens, there are a lot of opportunities for those who are vulnerable in those big carnival and in that carnival spirit to get hurt. So that's why we tend to get a lot of reports and violations during this kind of things. And then also, a lot of people who may be candidates, including for county assembly to MPs, and there are a lot of positions we have during elections, and a lot of candidates, a lot of supporters. When supporters clash, sometimes there's violence as when they meet and clash and all that. So all that, those kind of scenarios are what gives rise to human rights violations, and especially violations against persons with disability, honestly. And because we tend not to talk about it, then it's as if we are sweeping it under the table. But every person with disability in this country is a full citizen and has the right to participate in all public affairs of this country, and without getting hurt.
Right. Last week I had Danita Gatti, I don't know if you saw that, and Tim Wanyonyi and Ruben Kigame on the bench. And they were phenomenal. I mean, the viewers loved the show. They said, this is the new Kenya.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, they were so great, they were so articulate, they were so confident, and they were campaigning like, you know, like other people. They were campaigning on stage, in their cars, on rooftops. It's incredible to see.
But
what do you need to do?
Also, you know, Jeff, our politicking, election campaigns are expensive. Quite expensive. If you hear the amounts people use here, and that's why they have always been against the idea of regulating the amounts people need to use in campaigns. So when you talk about women, the youth, and persons with disabilities, most likely they do not have that money. Men have titles, they can go to the banks and give us security to get loans to do their campaigns. A woman would not, and sometimes a woman in their sixth sense, if it's a family property, they would rather not put it on mortgage for purposes of getting a loan. But even if they wish to, they still need permission if they are married from their spouses to say, can I?
But the spouses don't get permission from
don't get permission to go and get
They just mortgage the whole
and they go on.
And go.
And then within the rural, I've been around in 2013, 2017, monitoring elections. There are those marginalized women or women from the rural setting who will not go to vote until they have listened to their spouses to say who they are going to vote for.
This is who we are voting.
This is going to vote. And there's some, the men even carry the voting card.
The wives.
The wives. The men carry the voting card and you're given at the door on condition that you're going to vote in X. So it becomes quite muggy for the women. And, okay, Jeff, this program of yours, maybe the women watching are those in the urban setting. Our mothers, our grandmothers,
no, we see it in Meru as well.
Your mother.
They are long asleep.
No,
because
my mother's watching.
Your mother is watching. Then she's a modern urban woman.
No, she's not.
Because right now in my village, because of no light, people long slept. And they will not be able to really get this capacity.
Right.
And so capacity, civic education is no longer done. So that for people, and even for Martha to get it, we said it would be a task because people must come out and do civic education. Yeah. Because as much as we are celebrating, the others will listen to their little radios, but what Martha brings on the table, they don't know. What the other party brings on the table, they don't know. So it becomes quite interesting for women. Meetings. Yeah. Most probably some people somewhere are meeting at this moment. A mother who needs to take care of her
Campaigns happen at night.
Campaigns are made at night. They are not able to join. So as we see many women coming in, what brings them down is the finance aspect of it, the mothering role of it. Because, I mean, I don't want to go to campaigns and lose my family. Some of them are single mothers, and there's nothing wrong to be a single mother. So we've not quite embraced an idea where women and men can come out and campaign on an equal platform. Yeah. So whichever way we try, it is not an equal platform. Yeah. And for women, it's not by choice. It's by design. Yeah.
But we are coming, and it's going to happen. One of my mentees, and actually she was my PA when I was in the commission. She's running for governor in Taita. Wow. Go, Patience, go!
Dr. Baraza, you didn't. The ladies were very diplomatic when I asked about the Ruto Rigathi duo. They were very diplomatic. What are your thoughts?
I think the party has deemed it a good pair. I think that they have decided that is their pair, and we wish them well. We wish them well.
I can see what you mean.
But I mean, not that I have anything against that choice. Jeff, I have spent my entire life fighting for women to get into leadership, to have a share in power in this country. For me, that is the driving force. And I want to tell Kenyans, I'll go for that woman. Otherwise, had it been another man to deputize Raila, I would have looked at the Honorable Rigathi and the Honorable Ruto, who is a very good man, and maybe decided. But for me, my entire life, I know you don't know our history. We are very old at this game. It has been a long journey.
Yeah, it's true.
Long journey just to get women into leadership. And for that reason, I wish Mheshimiwa Ruto and Mheshimiwa Rigathi, although I read things, quite strange things. Did you read strange things?
A few.
Somebody showed me, like, so much bad things happened at the... what was it?
The conference to...
Shut your mouth if you don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. No, I just saw it. I felt this is really unfortunate.
During the 17-hour, wait, is that the negotiation period or what?
Then things are coming out. Who showed me things I read and they don't sound very good? That there was boxing and there was...
maybe it's fake news. We don't.
Maybe it's fake news.
We don't.
But
I don't know.
But I think...
I wish them the best of luck.
Yeah.
But I think, let me also say, because I've worked around the political parties, and I believe that as a party, they also have quite a number of women within that party. And as much as we want Martha at the top, we also, I think the rally call should be more women. Because again, she will be na baridi mingi sana huko juu. So I see quite Kenya Kwanza also bringing in a number of women at fairly senior positions, some who are quite good leaders as well. So their top leader notwithstanding, I think we must also continue to support any of those women who come up and into leadership.
Yeah. John Badi, you know him, right?
Yes.
Chairman ODM.
Yes.
He says, inclusivity is a societal concern and not just a women concern. We cannot continue in a governance trajectory where we exclude over 50% of our population and still expect good governance and cohesion.
He's talking to you.
He's talking.
He's talking to you.
Okay.
We are the converted.
Gladys Sholay is back.
Yes.
Oh, no.
She says, Kenya Kwanza has confirmed 10 cabinet seats for women plus 50%.
That's what I've just said. So they're doing well. I've just said that.
All right. Sheikh Ibrahim Letome.
Okay.
He says, Jeff, ata wanaume kura kwa Martha.
Hey. Tell him I love him.
He can hear you. He can hear you. Should we go to the magic call and get more reactions? What do you guys think?
Yeah.
In the meantime, Dr. Joki, she's a psychiatrist, says, Jeff, those are 3 phenomenal women on the bench. And yes, it's a new day for Kenya. Congratulations. Well done.
Okay.
Let's go to the back. Oh, here we go. Jeremiah Karaoke Msae, you say, refreshing to hear these ladies give all the accolades to and for Martha. More appealing to listen to former Deputy CJ, Dr. Baraza, talk of how Martha will help tackle corruption. But will women give her the vote? Will they help mobilize?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, that's your answer. Thank you. So many tweets, so much. Harold Mugozi says, great panel. While Martha's nomination brings hope for our women and youth, the majority of the women reps have joined the corrupt politicians' bandwagon. 10 years of affirmative action, not much to show. What does the panel think of this? Dr. Nancy, 10 years of affirmative action.
No.
There's a lot to show if you know where to look.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I have just concluded a study by the Council of Governors on the impact of devolution on women and girls. And Jeff, there is a lot that has gone on. Northeastern, for example, Wajir was able to do their first cesarean section, courtesy of the county. And so women are getting services closer to people. And that's what we intended with devolution. And remember, to get the women into the county governments in 2013, the Gender Commission had to go to court.
This is true.
We had to go to court because people did not want to nominate women. One county that I will not mention on media, every time the women approached to be sworn in, they would adjourn.
What do you mean?
They would adjourn so that they don't swear in the nominated women after we won the court case. Exactly, yes. So I don't believe a few women may be corrupt, but devolution and affirmative action for the counties is perfect. It's working.
So, Kakumedia, 10 years, you said 2013, right? So 10 years later, we have made progress, haven't we?
We have made progress.
Come a long way.
Actually, like both Winnie and I were chairpersons of national commissions. And right now, if you count the national number of Chapter 15, Constitution of Kenya, Chapter 15 commissions, there have been so many of the chairpersons have been women. And we have been good leaders, even if we say so ourselves. you know.
Yeah.
And I feel that, and we've just been told by Dr. Baraza, if we even look at the judiciary, we can see female leadership is working. So there's a lot to show. Was he called Haron?
Yes, Haron.
Haron,
Yeah.
my dear Haron, my dear compatriot.
Yes.
It is about where you look. Look in the right place and you will see that we have moved. But the other mistake people make is that women are not homogeneous. We don't all have the same idea, okay? So even in politics, we will not go to the same to the same vehicle. We will use different political vehicles to express ourselves because we are human beings.
Sure.
And we have got different persuasions. But we are saying, irrespective of the political vehicle you use, we want women to have a place at the table. Let them not be serving you tea or being sent like they are your maid servants. Let them have a place at the table and let them have a place at the decision-making table.
Absolutely.
This is our message.
But Jeff, you know what happens in the counties?
Go on, Manfred.
I went to Baringo once between the first, that should have been in 2015, the first Baringo County government. I went in and I found only women. The men were not there. And these women were in a very sad moment. So I asked them, what is it? And why aren't you not sitting? They said, we came in today and we found the men had taken a trip to Egypt.
Without telling?
They didn't tell them.
What?
And majority of women who are nominated and are listening to me will tell you this is true. They have no voice. They cannot be allowed to lead even some of the committees. We had to make interventions for the women to be allowed to even chair some of those committees. So where are they going to make this situation better if we can't allow them?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And one argument used against the nominated women MCAs is that they are not elected and therefore they cannot make decisions. I think they cannot vote or something.
Right.
So they are treated like they
don't exist.
They don't exist, which is wrong. You see, once you get into parliament or into the national or
Senate,
or the county.
Or county.
Yes.
Yeah.
You become an MP. A full MP, like an elected MP.
Right.
But I don't know where they got this notion that these are half human beings. They have no say at all, which for me is a tragedy. The reason we struggled so hard to put affirmative action for these women to come in, whether through nomination or election, is so that they can have a voice at the decision-making table.
Absolutely. James Esho says, there's one thing that is clear about Martha Karua: integrity, actions, confidence, and honesty. Can this be the case for other Kenyan women to bring about 2/3 gender rule? In this case, can any of the three stand in DP position?
I volunteer to stand for this position. But James is talking about, can this be the case for other Kenyan women to bring about? 23rd gender rule will not be brought about by the women. It will be brought about by all the women and men, especially the men who are sitting in those positions and refusing to follow this rule.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I hear
so
you.
I hope I've answered James' question. But I volunteer for any DP anywhere, anytime.
Effort. Isn't it?
Yeah,
Yes.
collective.
And it was an appointive, my sister. You must have presented yourself to your political party.
Chester Nyantika says, it's a wake-up call. Challenge an opportunity for Kenyan women folk to debunk the myth that women are enemies of themselves. Women folk and men folk alike, you know what to do. As 9th of August.
I love Chester.
Very well said, very well said. Kiberenge Jr. says, Raila's move to nominate Martha Karua as his running mate has sparked a national gender conversation towards August 2022. Women must seize the opportunity, amplify the conversation, and make it a critical campaign issue.
The important word there, amplify. Let's all amplify.
And the men too.
Men too.
And the men too. It's not a woman thing.
Morris Mohindi Ndalo says Martha Karua might not be having a large following in Mount Kenya, but she has many followers based on her integrity.
Exactly. How true, how true, how true.
Jeffrey Washira says the problem of Kenya is not gender, it is all about agenda.
Gender and agenda setting. Gender and agenda setting.
Correct.
Yes.
There's lots of text messages, SMSs coming in to Emmanuel Talam. Oh, he says, we respect Karua's candidature. She must now give us her agenda for the country. We all know Raila is the candidate for president. Martha is not.
She will. She will, I'm sure.
What does he mean?
No. He has a point. He has a point.
Yeah.
He has a point.
His presidency.
Yes.
In the new constitution, is the presidency. They're coming on
it's one ticket.
She can't have her own ticket.
But the point he is making is that he has not understood that mother does not have her own separate agenda, separate from the presidential candidate. Right. They are coming as a team, and that's under the rules of our 2010 constitution. So she cannot have her own agenda.
Sure. She can't have her own agenda, but what I know is that they gel in their values.
This is true.
They gel in their agenda.
Yeah. This is true.
Because they share a common value system. If you're talking about people who hate corruption, who abhor corruption, Raila does, Mother does. If you talk about people who...
Public interest,
inclusive governance, Raila does, Mother does.
Rule of law.
If you talk about rule of law, Raila does, Mother does. Justice, Mother does, Raila does. Water for women and divorced women and their children, Raila does, Mother does.
Okay, that's enough. Let's say women because somehow we don't.
All right.
I like this one because the Right Honorable Raila has a very nice term for them. Ati walisema tufanye kazi, alafu kazi ikafanyika, alafu mmoja akaenda. Kazi ilikwisha. And there are many. Yes, that is what Martha will look for. Those ones wale wametembea wamewaachia hapo, she will look for them. These children I'm talking about, school fees, Raila is talking about it. That would concern Martha. If you know about a compassionate person, it is Martha.
Listen to this, Fred Obach Machoka.
Okay.
He said, I interviewed young Kagweria in the 90s.
This is true.
He says, you're still fighting for the girl child. Congratulations.
Thank you, Freddie.
Machoka was there when I was interviewing you.
No. Soon after. In the early 80s.
As the ED.
When I joined, when I joined FIDA, I was a program officer.
Okay. See, I'm the one who gave you the job.
Yes.
Where did Fred Machoka come in?
He interviewed
on
radio.
On radio.
Yeah. Not at the
interview.
Not at the decision-making table.
No, radio.
You are almost negating that.
No. Fred Machoka is a good man.
He's a good man.
He's
you are good ladies, and we wish you the very best.
Thank you very much.
It's been a great conversation.
This was lovely. Thank you very much.
Wilfred?
Pleasure. But I hope...
Go on.
Get all your men.
The women being enemies.
Yes.
Please
don't repeat that.
Don't repeat it again.
Get all the men to vote for Martha.
There you go.
Both men and women?
Absolutely.
Make up the gender.
By the way, we are also making a small mistake. We are not asking men and women to vote for Martha. We are asking men and women to vote for Honorable Raila and Honorable Martha Karua. it is the rocker.
Forgetting about the...
Yes, we are asking that.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Ladies.
Because of
Thank you.
Fantastic. Great conversation. And all the very best.
Asante,
Thank you.
And thank you for your feedback, which has been massive.
Thank you.
Massive
Thank you.
feedback. Wonderful. Keep tweeting at Koinange Jeff, at Citizen TV Kenya, the hashtag JKLIVE every Wednesday. It's all about those three letters on the keyboard that follow each other. JKL. Thanks so much for being a part of the show. Good night, good luck. And God bless all Kenyan women and men.
Hey. Thank you. Thank you.